Hi, I'm Fred Haney. I've worked with hundreds of startup companies as both investor and co-founder, and I hope that experience can help you with your startup. I'm here to share some of that experience and hopefully help you improve your chances of getting your startup funded and making it successful. The other day, an entrepreneur was telling me about the widget he had invented. He was describing it in a lot of detail, and of course, he's pretty excited about it. Obviously in love, and it was a clever invention. And I said, well, wait a minute, what problem are we solving here? I can't really understand the value of your widget if I don't know what problem it's solving. So when you're putting your pitch deck together, it's kind of logical to start out, or just if you're describing your invention to somebody, it's logical to start out with a description of the problem. It's logical, B follows A. A is what problem are we solving, and B is how do we solve it, what's the solution to the problem, and how do we know it works? So how do you describe a problem? It's not the easiest thing to do, probably. Some problems can be described as a pain that people are feeling, whether either real or figurative. So it might be a physical pain if it's a physical ailment, or it might be pain, economics, suffering a loss, losing cash, that kind of thing. But the question is, how do you measure the problem in terms of pain that people are feeling? How much pain are they feeling? Why are they feeling it? Who is it? Who's lying awake at 2 o'clock in the morning wishing they had a solution to a particular problem, wishing they had your widget? The magnitude of a problem also gives a lot of clues as to the market size for your product. If you have a problem that we know 100,000 people around the country have the problem, then you've probably got a market of 100,000 people for your product. So figuring out exactly what the problem is and who has the problem and quantifying that begins to help you solve the problem of projecting revenues and convincing investors about the size of the market opportunity. In my 3i Ventures venture capital portfolio, there was a real interesting difference between the biotech companies in the portfolio and the high-tech companies. For the biotech companies, the market size, the market opportunity was almost always obvious. I mean, if you cure cancer, then multiply by the number of people on the planet. It's not a mystery. If you have a cure for a disease, you could figure out, well, how many people have the disease, or how many people die every year from the disease. So in the biotech and medical device world, it's pretty easy to figure out market size. But in the high-tech side of our portfolio, computers and chips and that kind of stuff, it was the opposite. We saw a lot of widgets looking for a problem to solve. So a lot of people invented things because they were there to invent. It was kind of the obvious next step to make a faster chip or a bigger, better this. But they didn't always know exactly what problem it was going to solve. So we found on the high-tech side that we were constantly having to probe deeper and deeper with our entrepreneurs. Well, what problem is this going to solve? Who needs this? Who's lying awake wishing they had this? How many people have this problem? And how big might that market be? Regardless of your technology, make sure investors understand the extent of the problem you're solving. Once they understand the problem, then it's a little easier for them to understand the importance of your solution. Good luck. Go build a successful startup.